Hey Canada, remember the flu? Yep, it's that time of year again. As we enter into the cool, crisp fall and winter months, the inevitable flu season is knocking on our door. But how much do Canadians really know about the seasonal flu? And better yet, how well do they prepare for it?
I work in healthcare, so I hear about it every year, every fall season.
I have thought about getting the flu shot. Historically, I generally have not got it, but now that I have two young daughters and a wife, I am more inclined to get it, and I probably will do so this year.
To answer those questions and more, let me introduce you to Senior Manager of Pharmacy and Virtual Services, Amit Joshi. Thanks for being here.
Welcome to Rexall. So the flu is a contagious respiratory airborne virus, so it's typically spread when an infected individual coughs or sneezes, and for those in close proximity, may catch the flu from them. Flu symptoms are typically the onset of action is relatively quickly. You would start to get potentially a fever, a headache, runny nose, congestion, cough, feeling tired, and just generally unwell. So here, typically in Canada, the flu season is the fall and the winter. As it starts getting colder outside, the air gets drier, it's less humid, and the virus has a better chance of spreading. Also, we tend to move indoors for the holidays, then we're in close proximity to our friends and families. For any respiratory illness, that makes it easier for it to spread.
This is the season for celebrations. A lot of face-to-face contact with friends and family, especially this time of year. Contrast that to when we were in isolation with COVID-19. Do you anticipate we might see some upticks of the flu virus this year?
Yeah, when we look at what's happened the last 2 years, we've been under COVID lockdown measures, right? So we've been keeping physical distancing, wearing masks. Not only did that stop the spread of COVID, but it also stopped the spread of a lot of other viral illnesses like the flu. So there hasn't really been a flu season for the last 2 years, and a lot of that natural immunity in our communities and in healthier individuals has started to drop off. So the only immunity really would be from vaccinations at this point.
Have you thought about getting your flu shot this year?
I've contemplated it, and I'm thinking I'm going to do it just to protect myself from the flu and anything else that's out there.
Now that we understand a little more about the seasonal flu and how it impacts Canadians today, let's go back in time to when Canada was first hit with the H1N1 pandemic with the help of medical public health historian Christopher Ruddy.
It sort of emerged spring, fall 1918. In 1918, they didn't understand viruses in the way they would later, and thought it was a bacteria. And that was 50,000 deaths in Canada.
In 1933, the virus was identified, and in 1936, vaccine development intensified at the University of Toronto. By the early 1950s, vaccines had been distributed to military and medical personnel on a limited basis. After a rise in the number of vaccines available, 400,000 vaccines had been delivered across the country by 1957.
Seasonal vaccines more readily available in the 70s, late 70s. And the more people get vaccinated, generally the better, because that'll protect those that can't get it.
Now that we understand a bit of history, let's learn why we should get the vaccine year after year.
So every year, studies are done in other parts of the world to guess and see what virus strains are going to be in circulation this year. And then the vaccine is created to be able to match what's in circulation. So not only does your immune protection start to wear and wane over time, but also your ability to get updated vaccines that better match the strains that are in circulation. It's perfectly safe to get your flu shot and your COVID vaccine at the same time. All Rexall pharmacies are offering the flu shot, and if you haven't, definitely get your COVID shot at the same time if you're eligible.
Thank you so much, Amit Joshi. And remember, with these health tips, we hope that you can get the most out of the fall and winter months and hopefully close the door on the seasonal flu. Thanks so much, Rexall, for sponsoring. This has been Health and Weather Extended.